Merry Christmas, everyone. Hopefully, you're talking into a bird of some sort wherever you are, and hopefully, you're enjoying a good time with family. Speaking of family, if you've been watching my content for a while, some of you probably know I grew up in Nigeria in the 90s and early 2000s. I'm dating myself here. Anyways, when I was around 8 or so, my mom ran a small shop where she sold small groceries. Around this time of year, she sold fireworks as well. And all the kids in the neighborhood would buy a bunch of fireworks. So one year we actually got into a street war with fireworks. So there were a bunch of kids on the opposite street. So we had like a street maybe like I just sent to where my mom's shop was, and they would light up the fireworks and toss it towards my street. So here's where it gets wicked. So on our side, on the side where my mom's shop was, the kids on that side would line up and we would quickly grab the fireworks when it landed on our street, and we would chuck it straight back towards them, towards their street before it exploded. Needless to say, many kids ended up with injuries because the fireworks would occasionally go off in their hands. I'm convinced at this point that we probably invented Call of Duty. This was essentially what we were doing. In my family, we would always cook as well for Christmas. And a staple for us was rice with chicken and some sort of stew, right? Now, that might seem generic and bland. That's because this story is about the journey and not the end result. So a few days to Christmas, my mom would basically drag me and sometimes my little sister to the market with her. This was this was like the week before Christmas. We would get new Christmas clothes. Usually my mom would make me buy like pants and shirts that were basically like two times my size. Till this day I don't trust that woman to buy me clothes. Anyways, so for Christmas, we usually ate chicken, as I told you earlier. And what made Christmas so special was that we would buy a live fowl and bring it home for a few days for Christmas. Now, no, we didn't do any of this frozen nonsense that we do here in Canada. No, no, no. We would tie that sucker up. We would bring it home and feed it for a few days. So essentially, every day I'd come into the kitchen and make eye contact with that with the chicken in the kitchen, and we would feed it and give it water and all of that. And sometimes the bird would lay an egg while it was in our care. Usually, my mom would grab the chicken on the 24th. She would cut its throat, and we'd be off to the races. I know it sounds cold, but she was swift with it too. It was always the same thing. For some reason, before killing the bird, she would feed it some water. I don't know. It was some sort of weird thing that she did. And I was convinced back then when I was younger that maybe she just didn't want the bird to be thirsty in the afterlife. I don't know. Anyways, this one year, my mom comes in and she says, I'm killing the Christmas chicken this year. Mind you, I'm like 18 or 19 at this point. So my mom has always killed the chicken. Did I mention I was scared of animals? Yeah. Okay. So there's actually a good story to that. So when I was like 7 or 8, I forget exactly when, but I got chased by a local dog. Now, if you know anything about Nigeria in the 90s, a lot of people didn't vaccinate their dogs whatsoever. And most people just let their dogs roam free. So those local dogs could be a bit aggressive, never mind the possible rabies they were carrying. Anyways, this dog sees me and proceeds to charge me. Now, I, in my infinite wisdom, did not wait to see if it was being friendly or actually charging me. I just took off. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me. I ran home, and all this while, this dog was chasing me. So I was convinced that that dog just wanted to kill me. So I've been scared of animals ever since. There's just something about animals. I don't really know actually. Like I don't know what it is, but like they're alive, but they're not human. Something about that just freaked me out. Anyways, this Christmas, mom said, "You're killing the chicken," and I'm going. Anyways, I think she knew I was scared of the thing. I don't know, but moms have a way like that. Anyways, I wasn't scared to eat the chicken though. I mean, who would? I wasn't scared when it was already dead. Anyways, so 24th of December, it's time, right? I grab the chicken, I hold it far from my body as you do when you're scared of something. I bring it out to the backyard. Mind you, my mom is watching me doing all this. But in my mind, I want to be her brave little man. So my body is actually following through with the action, but I think my heart was probably halfway in my mouth at this point. So I laid the bird down. This was my mom's technique here. I lay the bird down. I've watched her do this for like 10 years at this point. So she would grab the bird, she would grab the wings and hold the bird down, hold the wings down with her foot. So I told you she was cold with it. Anyways, so I proceed to do that and feed the bird some water, like I've seen her do. I feel like at some point she told me the water thing was just a way of showing mercy, because in a sense we were executing the bird. Anyways, so I grabbed the knife and I start cutting. Right now, what no one tells you is that those birds want to live too. They just. I know we sacrifice them a lot for a lot of our celebrations, but those birds want to live too. So I just thought, okay, a little cut would do it. But since I didn't slice all the way, I learned later on that the reason my mom was. I kind of understand now that the reason my mom was so quick with chopping off the neck was just to reduce the suffering the bird was going to go through, right? Anyways, I've done a poor cut, right? The bird is jerking around, blood is spurting everywhere. At this point, I'm like in a trance. I'm just like, ugh. So my mom kind of had to wake me up a little bit. So she kind of tells me to finish the bird and get it out of his misery. Afterwards, we pluck the chicken, we cook it, everything goes smooth afterwards. We made some rice and stew for Christmas, and I got the thigh of this bird that I just executed and plucked after church on Christmas Day. Till this day, I kid you not, it is probably still the most delicious chicken I've ever had in my whole life. Anyways, what are your Christmas traditions? What is the most memorable Christmas that you've ever had? Share your story down in the comments. Get in the chat and let me know. Yeah, before I go, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by New Year's Day. It's my Christmas miracle. So please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It's free. Merry Christmas, y'all. See you on the next one.